Beautiful song, beautiful song. Okay, next, will you join me in declaring Unity's foundational principles together? There is only one power, one presence active in the universe and in my life, God the good, omnipotent. And when we live our principles together, we are a thriving spiritual community here to inspire one another to realize God's love. Centered in the Spirit of God, we see peace, love, and abundance in a weakening world. Next, we'll have the reading of the daily word. And the word for today is discover. Today's date, Sunday, October 26, 2025. And the affirmation is, as I discover, I learn and grow. My life is a journey of discovery. Over the years, I may have traveled to other lands, discovered new cultures and landscapes. Through my explorations, I've learned all kinds of things and grown in all kinds of ways. My spiritual life has been a journey of discovery as well. Through my spiritual practice, I have deepened in my understanding of God and of myself as a spiritual being. I have discovered new landscapes within myself as I have communed with God in prayer and have changed my life through the power of my thinking. As long as I live, I will find more to discover. Questioning, learning, and growing help me discover the wonders within and all around me. And the scriptures from Jeremiah 33, verse 3, call to me and I will answer you, and I will tell you great and hidden things that you have not known. Thank you. Okay, so next we'll have live music.
Now namaste for all that is. There will never ever be another day just like this day, so it's praise now. Oh, give praise, Ashe. Selah, namaste. We give praise for all that is.
I'd like to take this opportunity to introduce you to our guest speaker for today, Reverend Galen Williams Grigas. And I'm just going to give you a quick introduction. Reverend Galen is a Unity minister, author, and licensed psychotherapist for Metaphysics 2, an inspiring exploration into the deeper nature of reality, consciousness, and experience beyond the physical world. With over 30 years of experience bridging psychology and spirituality, Reverend Galen guides participants through profound questions of being. Who are we? Why are we here? While illuminating timeless principles such as unity, the law of cause and effect, and the power of thought and intention. Today, Reverend Galen will guide us in discovering how metaphysical teachings can transform personal awareness and support mental, emotional, and spiritual well-being. Our guest speaker today, Reverend Galen Grigas. Thank you.
So much. Thank you for the invitation to be here and to share in this service with you. It means so much to me. And I look around and I see friends, new friends and old friends, and friends that I've been with, like May Lewis, for 40 years. We have been in unity a very long time. And I'll tell you, it is the secret to our youthfulness. So if you want to stay young, you stay with unity. Right, May? That's right. So thank you. Bill's graciously let me use his guitar. I'm going to do a little meditation. I'm going to sing a song that I think will be a really nice lead into this meditation. And you're probably familiar with it. It's called Return Again, Return Again, Return to the Land of the Soul. And this is what we're doing as we gather together. We're returning to the land of the soul. We're touching into our essence, our beingness. And part of what happens in many instances, and I'll talk about this in the lesson, is when we touch into that, we touch into the light. And 74 places in the Bible talk about the light. Now think about that. And so we enter into that light of Christ. We enter into that light that lights up all of the world. And so as we're doing our meditation today, we're going to reflect on that light. Return again, return again, return to the land of your soul. Return again, return again, return to the land of your soul. Return to who you are. Return to where you are. Return to what you are. Born and reborn again. Return again. Return again. Return to the land of your soul. Return again. Return again. Return to the land of your soul. And take this moment to settle into your body and breathe deeply, letting a sense of peace fill you completely. And let us listen to the words of Jesus from John 8:12. Again, Jesus spoke to them, saying, I am the light of the world. Whoever follows me will never walk in darkness, but will have the light of life. As you breathe in, inviting this divine light into your heart, illuminating every corner with warmth, with clarity, and with love. Reflect also on Psalms 27:1. The Lord is my light and my salvation. Whom shall I fear? Let this truth ease away anxieties. Let this truth remind you that God's presence shines through, even in the most darkest circumstances. Consider these words from Matthew 5:14. You are the light of the world. A city set on a hill cannot be hidden. Realize that the light of Christ within you radiates out, blessing others with hope and comfort. Silently affirm in your own heart, I open to my life in the light of Christ, allowing it to guide, protect, and inspire me. I am a vessel for divine light in the world. Rest for a few breaths, feeling gratitude for this light within and around you. Return again. Return again. Return to the land of your soul. Gently return to the present moment, ready to shine with wisdom and compassion. We give thanks for this now, and so it is. Amen. Yes. Thank you. What a lovely connection. Could we just stay there for another half hour or so? Oh, it's beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Thank you. All right, let's see if I push the right buttons on this. All right, the transpersonal realms and the intersection. This is the intersection between psychedelics, mysticism, and metaphysics. And remember, the title of my book is Psychedelics, Dreams, and Rituals. And each of those realms help us to enter into a non-ordinary state of consciousness. And if you ask, what is a non-ordinary state of consciousness? We were just in it. That is the experience where we open ourselves to understanding beyond our senses. And we'll look at this a little bit more deeply together today. Now, I'm going to go through some of the basic definitions so that you understand kind of the fundamentals, but then I'm going to springboard off of that because I did a Metaphysics 1 and I really deepened that awareness that we have of metaphysics. So it's derived from the Greek metaphysikia, after the things of nature. It refers to an idea or a doctrine or a situation of reality outside our human sense perception. And what does that mean? It's outside of what we can see, feel, taste, and touch. Okay, so what is beyond that realm? And in a philosophical terminology, metaphysics refers to studying what cannot be reached through the objective studies of material reality. Now, there are three branches of metaphysics: ontology, cosmology, and epistemology. Now, if you've studied metaphysics, these are all very familiar to you, all right? Ontology is the study of being and existence. Cosmology is the origins and structure of the universe. And epistemology is the nature and limits of knowledge. That's it. So the revealing word in metaphysics has it defined as the systematic study of the science of being, that which transcends the physical. So the question that it's asking is, what is the intelligence that underlies all things? What is that? How do we know that? How can we become more in touch with that and more in tune with that? And there's multiple reasons to want to be in touch and in tune with that, right? So this means that we're knowing beyond knowing, this energetic field of universal awareness. How many of you have had that experience that you knew what you knew, but there was nothing outside of you that you could see, feel, taste, or touch that gave any indication, but you just knew it? Raise your hand if you've had that experience. Yes, that's when we're in touch with that. And that's what's so important about understanding this, because there is a knowing beyond knowing. And people may even question you, like, how did you know that? How did you understand that? And you said, I know that I know. And a lot of that is trusting our gut, believe it or not. Our body keeps the score. Bessel van der Kolk, wonderful book. Little hard to read, but really good information that talks about how the body remembers and keeps the score and has an intuitive knowing. And we betray ourselves when we betray our own intuition, right? We have to listen. We have to pay attention to our gut. A lot of times our head can get in the way of that too, and we'll touch on that just a little bit. So the metaphysical investigations, there are topics: existence. Now remember, existence touches into that same word as existential, right? Existential and existence are the same word. And what that means is, what are we here for? Who are we, right? It asks those basic questions. And if you want to dive into that a little bit for yourself, you can ask yourself three questions: who I was, who I am, and who I want to be. And if you answer those three questions, you'll dive a little bit deeper into the existence of you and why you're here and what you're here for and what's your meaning and what's your purpose. And trust me, it's not you get it one time. Remember, the word for today is discover. We're constantly discovering ourselves and more aspects of ourselves, which really makes life very interesting, right? But we have to stay open. We have to stay curious, right? if we're open and curious, and you know some people, they're not open and they're not curious. It's just, this is who I am and this is who I'll always be and I'm done, you know? And that's unfortunate in a way, because every day we get up and there's something new to discover. Every day we can get up and say, who am I today and how can I express that light, that spirit in my life, the light of Christ into the world in some way, shape, or form today. Amen. Thank you. We're also, just one more thought on that. Objects and their property, space and time, cause and effect. Unity talks a lot about cause and effect, right? What we do sets things into motion. And so we have to be very careful in our own thoughts, because our thoughts are what propel the action into the world. And if it's a thought that's connected with a feeling, it gives it a lot of power. You know, and so whatever we're energizing in our thoughts, we have to pay attention. Our thoughts create our reality. And that reality then can be energized with that power of love. And when we put that thought with love, we manifest it right around us, in the people, in the places, in the incidences. We're protected, we're guided. We feel that knowing beyond knowing, so it all comes together. So that's what we're working towards, and possibility. Pierre Desjardins has this wonderful quote that's attributed to him. And you know I'm a psychotherapist, so I have been for 30 years. I sit with people day in and day out, and they often don't realize this one simple truth that I know you already know, but it doesn't hurt to repeat it. We're not human beings trying to become more spiritual. We're spiritual beings having a human experience. We're spiritual beings having a human experience. So turn to someone on your right or your left and say, you are a spiritual being. You are a spiritual being. You're a spiritual being. I'm a spiritual being. And these human experiences are varied. And some of them can be challenging, no doubt. Some of these human experiences. And all of it, if you can see it this way, is for our soul's growth. It's for knowing ourselves as a spiritual being. You know, the old phrase is, there's no atheist in foxholes, right? When push comes to shove, we all go, help me. Yes. You know? And hopefully we don't have to wait until we're pushed or shoved. We're saying that every morning, you know. Help me, God. Help me through this day. Help me through traffic. Help me as I'm shopping. Help me as I'm greeting friends, paying my bills, help me. That presence and power is available to us at all times. And from a spiritual metaphysical sense, we begin to understand that we come from the allness and the oneness. There was a Unity Church a number of years ago. I think it was in Naples. He had a bumper sticker, "Isness is my business." Isness is my business. That's what we have to remember. Isness, you know, oneness, allness. We are a drop of divinity, all right, in the ocean of God. And when we remember that connection, we are enlivened with that same spirit. It is the isness, the allness, the oneness. So we're not a body, although sometimes it feels like that. We're not just a mind, we are spiritual beings, and our spirit is innately part of our inner world. It's a part that's already present and naturally occurring. We are part of that ocean all the time. So it's our remembering, it's our connecting, it's our isness and allness and oneness. Knowing that we're a spiritual being having a human experiences helps us understand our journey in life from a fresh perspective. Now, I'm preaching to the choir right now because you all know this, but I cannot tell you how many hundreds of thousands of people do not know they're a spiritual being first. And so we are the beloved messengers. Each and every one of us is the messenger to remind people. And we don't even have to say the words. They see it in us. They know it when they talk to us. They touch into our energy field and they say, "You're different." Say, "Yeah, I am." And this past couple of weeks, I actually was meeting with a young man, and I was helping him to know this for the very first time. And he was reading the word divine, and he had never read it before. And he had a little trouble pronouncing it. Divine? I said, "Yes, say it again. Divine." And he said, "Oh, divine." For the first time, he knew he was part of the divine, that there was a power greater than himself that he could look to, that he could call upon, that he could connect with. And I gave him a little card that said, "I surrender to the divinity within me." And he said he must have showed that card and had, 50 different people read that card. He said, "Do you know this?" Surrender to the divinity within you. That's the way through this. So it's wonderful when we can plant that seed in people's minds and hearts and bodies. So this requires an openness to understanding what lies beneath and beyond our ego. And let me tell you, a lot of times that's what we're surrendering. It's our ego. It's my will or thy will. And there is definitely a tension in that. Sometimes it's just my will be done, It's not thy will be done. And that's the surrendering to divinity. It's knowing the difference. Sometimes we have to get out of our own way. What is the nature of the universe? How do we know what we know? What is the nature of God and higher power and humankind? And what is the relationship between the God, higher power, and us? What is that relationship about? So the metaphysical underpinnings simply help us understand that there is a dimension beyond time and space where these mystical experiences can and do emerge, revealing their splendor. Beyond the ego-encapsulated flesh, there is a light. That's what we talked about in the meditation. We meditated on that. A light and splendor we can touch when we take a medicine journey, dream, study metaphysics, or participate in ritual or ceremony or meditation. And so all of these ways are ways that we can enter into a non-ordinary state of consciousness and touch into the divine. And here, academically, metaphysics is the branch of philosophy that studies the ultimate reality beyond the physical realm and generally asks these questions. What is the nature of being? What is the nature of the universe? And how do we know what we know? So these are questions that we can meditate on. What is my nature? What is the nature of the universe? And how am I connected to the allness, the oneness, the isness? How am I an integral part of that? And this is the story that we're telling ourselves. And we're telling ourselves a story all the time. And this is, as a therapist, this is part of what I get to. What's your story? What's the story you're telling yourself? And if you don't know your story, and that is the most interesting part, and that's why I'm passionate about what I do, is I get to hear them tell their story right from the beginning to help them understand who they are, how they've come through, and how even some of the adversities have helped them and strengthened them to be the resilient spirit that they are today. Yes. So what do you believe? And that's a very important question. And you can take pictures of any of these slides. If you want to go back and answer these questions, it can be very illuminating. What are your core values? How do you know what you know? And what is your personal narrative? What is the story that you tell yourself? And from the time we get up in the morning until the time we go to bed, we're telling ourselves a story about ourselves. And if we listen to that story and we can, have very best, it's funny because I'm an author, right? And what do authors have to do? Edit, a lot of editing, It's part of the job, and it's a good part of the job, but it's tedious. When I'm working with somebody, you know what we're doing? We're editing, right? Because the story they're telling themselves is not a story that they want to really continue living out. They have to edit the script. And all of us, including me, every day I'm working on editing the script. And what am I saying to myself? Is that serving me or is that serving God? And if it's not, edit it out. Edit it out. It's not serving you. It's not serving God. It's not serving your higher power or your connection. So I want to share with you a little story that illustrates this in a pretty vivid way. Many of you know that I was married before to a Unity minister. His name was David Williamson. May Lewis and I met at Detroit Unity Temple, where David Williamson was a minister for 18 plus years. And I had the privilege of being there with him for 7 of those 18 years and a part of the ministry. And so we were married for 14 years, and he unfortunately passed away very quickly, which is just probably the easiest way to go. And if anybody wanted to go a particular way, he chose a particularly easy way. He just had a heart attack and left. But I wasn't ready for that. That wasn't my script, right? That's not what I wanted, but that was what higher power God had in store. And I couldn't imagine in that moment not being with him. And so when you're with somebody like I was with him for 14 years, we did everything together. We wrote books together. We did ministry together. We traveled together. We had, our private life and ministry life all together. And you know how clocks synchronize their ticking? If it's a tick-tock clock, tick-tock, 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 they do come into synchrony. Well, our hearts literally were beating that way. We beat in that synchronous pattern with each other. And when he passed, my heart went out of rhythm. And I didn't know, the only thing I could imagine is I was used to being next to this other wonderful being whose heart, my heart, had beat next to for all of those years. And now that was gone. And so my heart went into this kind of arrhythmia. So it was a few weeks after he had passed, and I was laying in bed, and all of these beings that kind of look like this, like almost like pillars of light, came around me in my bed, and they said, "We need to work on your heart." I said, "Yeah." And they said, "Just go to sleep, just deeply sleep." So I went into a deeper sleep. They did whatever they did to help me with my heart. And when they were done, they literally sat me up in bed and they said, "Look at the clock." And I looked at the clock and it was 3:33 a.m. That is the exact moment of my birth. And they said, "You are reborn." You are reborn. Now, look at how many times that comes up in the scriptures. You have to be reborn. You have to be born of the Spirit, right? And after that, no more arrhythmia. They had worked on my heart. So these are connections that are real, that come to us at certain times in our life. Now, I have to thank Shirley for this, because Shirley sent me a wonderful article, and one of the words in the article was an interesting word to me. It was supposed to be in the Revealing Word. I looked it up and I couldn't find it, but I took this from the article that Shirley shared. A psychopomp is a spiritual guide whose primary role is to escort souls from the physical world to the afterlife, ensuring a peaceful and safe transition between realms. The word comes from Greek psychopompos, meaning guide of souls, guide of souls. And across culture, psychopomps appear as deities, angels, animals, or spirits, like my light beings, right? That's how they appear. And it includes Hermes in the Greek mythology, Anubis in the Egyptian tradition, and Valkyries of the Norse legend. And in Jungian psychology, the term also describes an inner guide or archetype. Now, trust me when I say each and every one of us has an inner guide, right? We have that connectedness. We have that connection. And it bridges the conscious and the unconscious mind, facilitating transformation and integration. In modern times, the role is echoed by death doulas. Do you know what a death doula is? So there's birth doulas, right? You know what a birth doula is. They help with birth, where they're trained to help people in that state of birth. A death doula is trained to help when you're at the end of life and you're making that passage. So that's a role. Shamans and spiritual counselors, that's me, who accompany individuals through profound life transitions, not just in death, but also in birth, in healing, and awakening. And each and every one of us plays a role in that. You are that psychopomp and have the guidance within you from your own inner guides to help yourself and others through this very deep understanding of your own healing, your own life transitions, and birth. Because we birth ourselves many times. Remember Jesus with Nicodemus, right? Nicodemus is a powerful man. He comes to Jesus in the night. He can't come in the daytime. He can't be really associated with Jesus, right? Because that could be a problem for this guy. He's big in the political world there. And he comes and he says, how do I heal myself? And Jesus says, you must be reborn, right? Back to my dream, right? Back to that experience that I had. And Nicodemus is like, what? I don't get it. How do I get back in my mother's womb? This doesn't make sense, because he's thinking of it literally, not as Jesus intended it, as we have to be reborn in spirit again and again. It's not just one time. We have to be renewed, restored, regenerated, reborn again and again. And that helps with the integration part of this. I wanted to share a little bit of a story about my mom. My mom passed a number of years ago. And here's that knowing beyond knowing. Here's that where we get to touch in when we know. My mom passed away, and after she had passed, she came to me in a dream, and she said, I want to show you my room. And I was like, oh, yes, that would be lovely. And she opened the door, and the whole room was purple. Purple, right? And of course, my mom loved purple. I was like, oh, Mom, it's purple, your favorite color. So it was this wonderful connection, this continuity, right? That death does not end our experiences. Death does not end love. Death does not end that interrelatedness that we have. And this is really important when we're understanding the metaphysical realm, right? This is part of what it gives us access to. So a couple of weeks later, we had a memorial service for my mom. I hadn't said anything to the minister who did the memorial service. He's in the pulpit. He's talking about her. He's reflecting on her. He just kind of goes off script for a minute. And he says, and she's in this beautiful purple room. I didn't say anything to him about the purple room. But he was connected as well. And it showed that interconnectedness that we have in spirit. It is there all the time. So this helps us in this transpersonal realm. These deep feelings of joy and peace, it gave me great joy and peace to be able to see my mom and her to show me the room that she was in. It transcends time and space. And that feeling of interconnectedness with all people and nature. I really thank Bruce, because Bruce brings us that interconnection that we always have with nature, with his lovely photographs of nature that remind us on a regular basis how interconnected we are with all. And that brings such joy, Bruce. Thank you for sharing that. Yay! Yes! And this feeling of cosmic unity with God, Goddess, and the universes. Remember, we're talking about multi-universes now, right? We're not just talking about the universe. We're talking about multiverses because there are multiverses, and now we're beginning to understand them. A sense of sacredness, a profound sense of ineffability and connection. Just like I shared with the minister who saw the purple room, in the same room that Mom had showed me. And this intuitive experience about peeking through the veil into the nature of absolute reality. And that experience, helps us because we're going to go through not just physical, but also psychological deaths and rebirths in this lifetime. I'm sure you could say, I feel like I've lived many lifetimes in this one lifetime. You have. I have. And we acknowledge that. There's also what can happen is this sense of ego dissolution. In other words, our ego dissolves and gets out of the way so that it's like the veil is removed. And when the veil is removed and the ego's out of the way, we can see a more full picture, intuitively knowing that we are connected, experiencing and the reliving of one's life. These all can happen in these transpersonal realms. My mom passed first, and my dad, he lived a couple of years after her, but not too long. They had been together forever, and at the time when my dad was getting ready to pass, my mom came to me in a dream, and she had a suitcase, and she was packing all of my dad's things in the suitcase. I was like, I got it. All right. And I called my sister, and I said, Mom's packing Dad's bags. He's going home. What a beautiful thing. If we can experience it that way, to stay open to that love and connectedness. And shortly after, my dad did pass, and my sister and I had that kind of connection to know Mom came to get Dad. And she packed his bags and took him home. And so we know that in this wonderful space of metaphysics beyond the physical reality, the unseen is real. Eric Butterworth, who's a well-known Unity minister, author, he goes on to describe the personality or ego must surrender to the divine essence. So whatever you need to do to surrender to that divine essence, that's important, and I'll touch on that just a little bit in the end. That surrender is what allows the demonstration to flow through us. It can be God, higher power, is that invisible life and intelligence underlying all physical things. It's regularly touching into that. It's not just looking with the eyes. It's not just hearing with the ears. It's not just feeling with your hands. It's understanding what's beyond that physical realm so that we can touch into that essence. I use the name in my book, Inner Healer, and it also can be referred to as divine mind, universal mind, cosmic consciousness. All of these things are the same. Now, how our beliefs shape our experiences and the power of thought and intention. There was a psychiatrist who spoke at Detroit Unity Temple, and I remember the first thing she says is, unity isn't easy, It makes you take responsibility for your own thoughts. And everybody laughed because it's true. Nobody else, we're not victims, right? Nobody else is to blame. We can't play that blame game. It gets us absolutely nowhere. It's a waste of energy. And so this poem is a part of James Allen's poem, and it's a man or a woman. This one's written in male. As seeds of thought within the mind take root and bloom or fade, so does each life in course and kind by inner force be made. The garden of the heart remains a field for hope or woe. He who attends with light and gains will see his spirit grow. So guard your thoughts, tend them with care, for all that you become is born when dreams are planted there. Your mind, your kingdom come. Isn't that powerful? So what is that saying? It's saying that your thoughts shape your character and actions and destiny. If you have a positive focus, thinking leads to positive outcomes, and negative thinking leads to negative outcomes. It's not really complicated. It's a simple program for complicated people. All right? Success, happiness, and peace begin in your mind. In essence, you become what you think about most. That is the truth. So there is a role of spiritual practice, meditation, mindfulness, affirmative prayer. These are essential that we participate in every single day in some way. That's not first, oh, when I get to it, I'm a spiritual being. I have to tend to feed my spirit first, transforming awareness to create positive change. And it takes this surrender. We don't demonstrate so much as we allow the imprisoned splendor to escape. And so what is it that we need to surrender? There is an inner truth and healing that exists constantly. It is more of a perception than anything outer. It is an inner shifting, and it allows the light within to grow brilliantly. That's what we talked about and meditated on together today. So it's the lifting of the veil. And you know what's really interesting? We're close to Halloween, right? And it's that, the Day of the Dead and all of that. It's supposed to be a time when it's the lifting of that veil, when that connectedness is a little bit more poignant, prominent. We can make that connection a little bit more. And it happens during these non-ordinary states. There's a lifting of the veil of the possibility of new planes of awareness and a reassurance there may be something greater than the ego self. This may be comforting. It is for me to know the journey continues and there is continuity. This is only a part of the journey, not all of the journey. And there is something on the other side that we just might be in unity with the infinite right now. And so we have these ancestral connections. When my first two children were born, my grandmother, who is deceased and had passed on, came to me and held each baby in her arms to greet the new life into the family. And it happened more than once, which was delightful. So this is the connections. I want to share one more story in closing. I love this story. My Uncle Bob, my mom had 6 brothers and sisters. My Uncle Bob was the baby. He was the youngest, and he passed away unexpectedly. And we weren't ready for it, and we're never ready for it, right? But we definitely weren't ready for Uncle Bob to go. And so his son Mike called me, said, Dad passed, and he was distraught, of course. And I prayed and, held that space of comfort and consoling them. That night I had a dream. And there's a tradition that we had in our family. And that tradition is if anybody was traveling, once you got to your destination, you would call and you would say, I'm here. All right, anybody, you do that in your family? Yep, I just wanted to let you know, I got here. So I'm in my dream. And dreams are non-ordinary states of consciousness. Dreams help us to connect into this realm very easily if you nurture and nourish, and that's a whole nother topic we'll do another time. But my cell phone rang, and I picked it up and I answered it, and I said, hello, and it was Uncle Bob. I was like, Uncle Bob. He goes, yeah, I'm here. I know, that's what I said. And it was funny because I said, oh, Mike told me you died. And he goes, no, I'm fine. I'm really good. Which again is that connectedness. This is not the end, my friends. And Uncle Bob called just to say, I'm here, I arrived, and I'm good. I shared that at his memorial service so we could feel that interconnectedness that never leaves. The veil is very thin if we are listening, if we are attuned. So we hold the keys of transcendence in our own hands. Through psychedelic journeys, dream work, studying metaphysics, we may be holding the keys of transcendence in our own hands. Through the voyage, we are prepared for the transition from this life moving forward. Remember, metaphysics helps us to make this transition more easily as well. By connecting to the transcendent part of ourselves in non-ordinary states of consciousness, we have touched our God self, the one mind, and we can know and perceive things far beyond our conscious mind's limitations. All right, think about something that you really learned today, like, oh, I got this. This is really important. I have to remember this, all right? And then I want you to turn to someone on your right or your left and share that with them. What did you get out of today? What did you learn? Maybe what did you remember? What helped you touch into your spirit a little bit more? Just share with somebody on your right or your left, just for a minute. So we'll continue these conversations as we go into our fellowship time. I thank you so much for your kind attention. I just wanted to share with you, I have a new office. It's right on Silver Springs Boulevard and 36th. It's behind Daryl's Diner. Y'all know where Daryl's Diner is there on... I'm right behind there, and that's what it looks like from the outside. You can find me if you or someone you know might need some counseling from a transpersonal perspective, which is different. Not a lot of people offer that kind of counseling. I'm available for counseling and do ketamine-assisted psychotherapy, and I've trained in that. The book is here. You could get it for yourself or as a gift, and I brought some of my other books, Golden Eggs, 12 Powers in You. So there's a package available as well. So thank you so much. I love being here with you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
What came to me is keep editing, because it keeps renewing our spirit.
Yep.
Now we'll have live music by
We need-
OMG.
Mics 3 and 4 open. Okay. And if you are feeling like you want to be a part of OMG and sing this with us, you can stay in your seats or come up and gather around the microphone and sing.
You know the song?
All right. Oh, when the saints go marching in.
Oh, when the saints go marching in.
Well,
I want to be in that number as the saints go marching in. The saints
begin to shine. Oh, when the sun
begins to shine.
Oh, Lord,
I want to be in that number when the sun begins to shine.
oh, when that final trumpet calls.
when the final trumpet blows. Oh, I want to be in that number when the final trumpet blows.
Okay.
Oh, when the saints go marching in. Oh, when the saints go marching in. Oh, I want to be in that number when the saints go marching in. Woo! Yeah.
And call us all when you get there.
That's right. Call my cell phone. I take all messages.
We really appreciate. Okay, let's get our next have our the blessings of our tithes and offering. We ask the ushers to come, please. And as come forward, we will invite them to, we will bless our tithes and offering in advance. Divine love flowing in and through me blesses and multiplies all that I have, all that I give, all that I receive, and I am grateful. Thank you. The present is. Next, we'll focus our attention on the blessing of the prayer box. The box is here, and you are welcome to add your prayers. They will be prayed on for 30 days here in the congregation, and then they will be sent to the Unity headquarters to be prayed on for another 30 days, 24/7. So please free to add your prayers. And let us say a quick prayer. Dear Father, thank you for your divine love. Thank you for all the prayers that are in this box. And we thank you in advance for answering in your divine way. We say thanks in Jesus' name. Amen. Okay, now today's prayer chaplain is Frank Lucius. And he will be here at the front of the sanctuary following the service to pray with you or for you. We also have other prayer chaplains here today, and they're the ones wearing the purple stole, and they also are here to pray with you or for you. Next, we'll have the blessing of the children, if there are any children to come forward now. Okay, so we'll go ahead and we'll bless the children within us.
Yes.
Okay, so let's together. We love you. We appreciate you. We see you loved, guided, and protected. And we empower you to do great things. Thank you. Okay, next we will have the announcements. And first, are there any visitors here today? First time visitors? No? Okay. So we'll go ahead and we will bless ourselves. And we'll repeat this 3 times. We love you, we bless you, we behold the Christ in you. We love you, we bless you, we behold the Christ in you. We love you, we bless you, we behold the Christ in you. Thank you very much. Now, continuing our announcements, you are warmly invited to our New Peace Prayer Circle every Wednesday morning from 10 to 11 a.m. This is a special time for quiet reflection, prayer, and community connection, and it's open to all. Also, join us this Wednesday for our weekly gathering circle. The group is currently reading The 4 Agreements by Don Miguel Ruiz, and it's a great time to jump in. Books are available on Amazon, but feel free to attend even if you haven't started reading, and everyone is welcome. Now, next we're gonna do a report on our Chinese auction we had last week. We're happy to announce that we made $815 at last Sunday's fall auction. It was a good time we had, and we say thanks to all who contributed to the auction items, helped organize and set up, and those who spent their hard-earned money to bid on all the auction items. Thank you.
I just wanted to say the book that we are reading on the Wednesday gathering from 12:30 to 2, I have an extra one that I'm going to donate to the library. So if anyone wants to look at that book and read that book, even after we're finished with the book, it's going to be in our library here.
Thank you. Okay, thank you. Thank you.
So, my name's Meredith, for those of you who have not met me, and I like to meet all of you. Thank you. I'm almost at my year anniversary coming to Ucality and Unity in Ocala.
Yes.
So anyways, I'm doing a Christmas project, and I understand that it's been done here before. I'm asking people to purchase a stuffed animal or a blanket for a child, which will be donated to Pediatric Hospital. They will be left here at church. And on Sunday when you come in, I would like it if you hold them and send blessings and love.
Yes, we do that. We'll do that.
So join me in this project for sending out love for the children. Thank you.
Are there any other announcements?
Just one other thing. I'm sorry, just one other thing. The hospital requests that they be new and that the tags be left on them. So, yes, thank you.
All right, thanks.
Mr. Bruce. Well, I made reference to the drum circle a little earlier. Next full moon, supermoon, is November 5th, a Wednesday. It kind of puts a load on people's activities if they go to the prayer circle, the gathering circle, and the drum circle. It's going to be a circular day, but that's the supermoon. Shirley and I always discuss temperatures. Is it an appropriate temperature for a fire outside?
Yes,
Or if it's too cold, and Shirley gives us a number like 60 or something like that. Or is it gonna be too hot? And I give Shirley a number like it's too hot, which is more like 75 or something like that. But anyway, next full moon, November 5th, be there and be circular. Oh, what time is it, sir? 5:30, right? After daylight savings.
Yes.
Oh, that's right.
This is gonna be before, right?
It's after. It's after. 5:30, yeah. Okay. Thank you, my scheduler.
Remember, the 5th of November and 5:30.
Wow, that's pretty good. That was good. That was good.
Okay, thank you. Now, if you're able, we're about to or peace. Oh, I'm sorry.
That's all right. One more question, Meredith. When did you want us to start bringing the animals?
Anytime, next week. And we'll collect them through the first or second week of December.
Okay, perfect, thank you.
And then I will personally deliver them, to.
Do you need help delivering them, Meredith?
I might, if we have a lot of them.
We will have a lot. We'll have a lot.
Yeah, so we want to send love to those children that will be in the hospitals over Christmas.
Great. Awesome.
Are there any other announcements? Okay, so it's time for us to join in our circle to sing our peace song.
You have to come up. Are we gonna have to come up? Are we gonna have to move on this side? We're gonna have to come up through the aisles. Everybody step to the right. Everybody step to the left. There it is. There it is. Make your shoulders comfortable. Everybody comfortable?
Love it.
Here we go. Let there